Good evening, fifth graders. Tonight we're going to be putting some of our algebra expressions to use, some of our graphing skills to use, and then we're going to be solving some word problems. So it'll be kind of fun. Some real life skills will be used tonight, and then we'll be using them again in class tomorrow. So let's take a look here. I'm going to start off with some mental math. My number times 25 will equal 100. So my number, let's start with my number being n, times 25 will equal 100. Well, if I wanted to solve this backwards, I would just go 100 divided by 25, and that would equal 4. 4 is my answer, 4 times 25. 15 divided by my number will equal 7. So I'll have the number 15 divided by n will equal 7. What number divided by 15 will equal 7? So if I take 15 and divide it by 3, I'll get 5. So I'm going to have to divide it by 2, and that would give me, no, that would be 14, be 2.5. Here's another one. Let y represent my number. 3y. You're going to see a lot of this on your NWAs coming up here and your MCAs. 3y, when you have a number, remember this now, right next to a letter, that means to multiply. So what number times 3 equals 60? 3 times 20 equals 60. Remember that, because you're going to be seeing that a lot here in the future. And it's very easy. A lot of times kids just want to put a number right next to it to try and get to 60, and you're kind of confused on how to do that. Makes sense. All right, let's get on an airplane now. Let's take a look here. A plane travels at a speed of 300 miles per hour. Travel a lot faster than that, but we'll just go with 300. At that rate, how many miles will it travel in 1 minute? Write a number model to show what you did to solve it. Well, we're starting off with 300 miles, right? We want to break it down into how many in 1 minute. Let's figure out how many minutes are in an hour. 60. So we're going to divide it by 60. 300 divided by 60 equals 5. Our number model will be 300 divided by 60, which equals 5. That will tell us how many miles it's traveling each minute. Okay? So at 5 miles per minute, how far will the plane travel in 10 minutes? A little bit of fractions into this as well. If it's going 5 miles per minute, how far will it travel in 10 minutes? Well, if you go 10 minutes, you're going to be going 10 times 5, which would be 50 miles in 10 minutes. Be pretty nice if all of us had our own airplanes. Get going a little faster here. You're going to have to be putting this knowledge into a table tomorrow. So T is time. So 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. And we're going 5 miles per minute. So T is 1. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2. Remember, this equals 2 here, so this right here is going to be 5 times 2, which would be 10. This is 5 times 3, which is 15. 5 times, do you see where I'm getting this T, kids? T, this whole column right here is T. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25. I think you see the pattern now. We're adding up by 5s. But one thing you have to keep in mind is you're going to see that tomorrow, all of a sudden, they're going to add in a 0.5, 6.5. If they do that, don't get confused. What I don't want you to do is this. All of a sudden, oh, I see a pattern, and just keep going. Because what's going to happen is they might trick you in the assignment, and it won't work. So I want you to, the whole time, keep on writing off to the side. So we're going 5 times 6, which equals 30. 5 times 7, which is 35. 5 times 8, 40. 5 times 9, 45. 5 times 10 equals 50. This will all be done on scratch paper tomorrow night, or tomorrow during the day, I apologize. But take your time on this. It's very simple. It's very easy. Once you have this knowledge, you're going to have to graph it. Okay? Take a close look here. We have the distance right here. We have the time down here. So when I look back here, this is my time. So at 1 minute, we traveled 5 miles. At 1 minute, we traveled 5. So we're up here in tens. So 5 would be right in between 0 and 10. At 2 minutes, we traveled 10. At 3 minutes, we traveled 15. 4 minutes, we traveled 20. 5 minutes, we traveled 25. 6 minutes, we traveled 30. 7 minutes, we traveled 35. 8 minutes, we traveled 40. 9 minutes, we traveled 45. 10 minutes, which is it on the graph, we traveled 50. And the reason why I'm showing you the graph is this. Once you are done plotting all the points from a table that has the same exact rule, which is 5 times t, you will have a straight line. The nice thing as your teacher, it's very easy for me to walk around and check to see if you know what's going on, because if your line's not straight, I'll see this tomorrow. All of a sudden we'll have a line that dips down like this. Okay? If that happens, this point right here was put in the wrong spot. Okay? It's kind of like this. If that line dips down like that, you're pretty much telling me that the airplane got in a crash. Then all of a sudden ran out of fuel. Okay? No. It has the same rule. Even if it's like 6.5. Let's do that really quick. Let's say we want to know how far the plane has traveled in 5.5 minutes. Well, it's going at 5 miles per minute. We're going to go 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 25 plus 2 is 27. I have a decimal, 27.5. So at 5.5 minutes, it went 27.5. Let's see where that would fall on the graph here. Let me get rid of this plane crash here. So at 5.5, it would be right at 27, which would be right here in this area. It will always land on the line. We'll do one more example because I have time to do that. Let's say at 2.5. Actually, let's go 2.75. Okay. So at 3 minutes and 45 seconds, that's what 2.75 would equal, times 5 minutes, miles per minute. 5 times 5 is 25. 7 times 5 is 35, plus 2 is 37. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. 2 numbers after the decimal. So at 2.75, it went 13.75. So 2.75 would be right here. Be right here at about 13, right there in that area. See how it lands right on the line. Once again, it doesn't matter what the time is, as long as you follow that rule of 5 times t, it will work. Tomorrow you'll have a different rule, but just pretty much you just have to make sure you're multiplying correctly and adding and subtracting and looking at the graph, and you'll be just fine. Look forward to working with some graphs and some rules with you in class tomorrow. Hopefully this helped. Good luck.